So let's talk about that game. Now, I'm not one to bag on the refs. This definitely gonna be the video that I bag on the refs. And also, don't believe the hype. We'll talk about that after the intro. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Bonafide, and this is Section 240, a channel all about the Tennessee Titans, but from a fan's perspective. So, yeah, the refs absolutely us, and that is putting it lightly. I don't know if I can articulate how bad the refs us yesterday. I mean, it was apparent that that particular refereeing squad needed to be fired, not after the game, but right then and there. We can rehash the game and things like that. You watched it. If you were on stream with me, we talked about it that day, but it was just apparent that the referees in that game were not up to the standards that the NFL claims that they have. The penalty disparity against the Tennessee Titans was so blatantly obvious. It was like, I don't even know, did Clete Blakeman have money on the Vikings money line? That's what it felt like. Yes, that is what it felt like. So let's talk about a few of these penalties and things like that. Now, we know we lost the game 23-13. So that it is what it is. You know, we're 2-8 now. I think we got the second overall draft pick. I think we're right behind Jacksonville. So as far as draft pick status goes right there, but there's a saying like, hey man, don't piss on my leg and then tell me it's raining. And that is the whole feel that I got yesterday for that game. The refs were basically pissing on our legs and then telling us it was raining. And it didn't get no better after. Yes, I know I said no better. Sticking with me here, I'm from the country. Didn't get no better after the game and when they did the pool report. So let's rehash this, all right? That was, by all counts and purposes, a winnable game for the Tennessee Titans. We had so many points and so much field position wiped off the field just simply by the absolute ineptitude from the refs. Now, there were some penalties that we definitely deserved to get. Don't get me wrong. There are things that we can control that we should have done. Like, for instance, the offense didn't score anything after a few until it came back in garbage time. When the game was pretty much out of hand is why it's basically on us. But the refs did us no favor. First of all, the pass interference on Jarvis Brownlee Jr. should not have been called. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is allowed to contest for the ball. That ball, he turned his head around, he was playing the ball, he got his arm out in defense, we got a pass interference. Extends the drive and puts points on then Jordan Addison takes it in for a touchdown on the next play. Again, that play, that pass interference call extended a drive for the Minnesota Vikings when they would have been punting the ball. Okay, flash forward again. The Mike Brown hit on Jordan Addison in the end zone. That was on a 4th down Hail Mary call. Clete Blakeman said to Nick Suss, the pool reporter, at the end of the game that the defender launched himself into the wide receiver, and that's what drew the call. All of those referees said that he drew that. Mike Brown never left his feet. You can't launch into a wide receiver or into any player and not leave your feet. One of the two things has to happen. You have to either leave your feet or you don't. And he didn't either. So, and then the hit was that was a textbook hit. He separated Addison from the ball and we got punished for it. There's nobody, the commentators on the game couldn't even explain it. So we get screwed on that one. That's a personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Gives them a 1st down right there at the 1. They go in and they score. Sam Darnold takes it in for a touchdown. So, okay, that, you know, it is what it is. The next one is an illegal contact on Jarvis Brownlee Jr. When you watch the replay, there is no illegal contact whatsoever on Jarvis Brownlee Jr. None whatsoever. He runs the route. There's hand fighting like there's always in the game. There's nothing. So we're sitting here and again, that illegal contact came down on a third down play, extends the drive. The Vikings go ahead to put on points on the board. That, again, and I'm not even talking about the special team penalty when Williams tackles the returner inbound, starts the tackle inbound, has one hand on one shoulder pad, the other hand on the other shoulder pad, pulls him down, and they call him for late hit out of bounds. That is what I'm talking about. That is pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining, because none of those penalties should have been called. It got so bad that at the end of the game, the commentator says, I don't think I can recall a game where so many game-changing penalties were called, not against both teams, but against a singular team. Could not believe the amount of penalties that were being called. It was egregious. The side judge, there's a side judge, number 95. I don't know what his name is. I don't care to know his name is. But it is obvious that he was upset that a referee was calling, that Brian Callahan was calling into question his judgment. And he called Isaiah Prince. And this is something that I feel like it could have been us. It could have been the right tackle position, or it could have been pettiness from the ref. We got called for illegal formation 3 times on drives where we would have, on deep passes, on drive extending plays. The touchdown that Levis threw to Calvin Ridley was called back for an illegal formation. Side judge. That is what I'm talking about, man. That was one of the poorest refereed games I have ever seen in my life. And to be that to that point, that is why, like, that loss, it was a winnable game, but we got screwed by the refs. So I ranted about that. That whole group. If I see Clete Blakeman and that crew refereeing a playoff game, I would tend to believe that the NFL is rigged, because there is no way that a refereeing crew that did that bad, that egregious on those calls in that game should be allowed to go to the playoffs. And that's all that's gonna happen. That's all that happens. Referees are graded every game, and depending on their grade they get in the season, that determines whether or not they get extra playoff games, or get to referee playoff games, or get to referee the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. That's all that matters. That's all that's gonna happen to them. Ultimately, nobody's gonna get fired. Clete Blakeman's gonna do that. But the NFL needs to change this, because you can't be telling players, and you can't be saying, hey, we're in bed with, sports betting and this, that, and the third, but then allow that type of refereeing to happen in the game. It is what it is. That whole thing was trash. Now, on the flip side, our offense just has to do better. Defense was doing their thing. We were putting pressure on Darnold. We were making the things, but they kept extending drives, whether it be penalties or good plays, or Sam Darnold turning into prime Michael Vick or whatever. But that offense is clunky. And this is why I said in the beginning, don't believe the hype. And when I'm saying don't believe the hype, I'm talking about Will Levis. Now, last week we didn't do a video, we didn't do a stream, dealing with some stuff personally, but we got that taken care of. We're back. They said, oh yeah, Will Levis did a great job through 2 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns was in garbage time when the game was already out of hand. This game right here, we scored 1 touchdown. He gets a great throw. Don't even get me wrong. Great throw to Nick Westbrook-Akina to make it 23-10. Game was already out of hands in the fourth quarter. We just having struggles. And he was sacked 5 times. He threw a pick at the end of the game, trying to get it to Calvin Ridley in double coverage. It's just like, at this particular point, this is why I'm saying don't believe the hype, because he shows flashes, things like that, but unfortunately, we don't have time for that. We don't have time to develop or hope that he comes into this play and things like that. Could my opinion change on him? It's highly unlikely that it's going to happen, because he's going to regress into what it is. We saw that with Mason Rudolph, there were less sacks taken, the ball was getting out quicker, wide receiver, it was getting spread around. When you watch Will Levis in an NFL huddle, it looks clunky. It looks disjointed. It is not a smooth and fluid operation. I spent half the time on the live stream asking why are we waiting till like 3 seconds left in the play clock to run a play. It was lackluster to say the best in that regard. So don't believe the hype. Yeah, Will Levis wasn't the reason why we lost this game, but he daggone sure wasn't the reason why we could have won this game. It just wasn't him. You know, Darnold was making plays. Levis wasn't, and it's just obvious. So we're out on that. And I say it, and I'm gonna say it every video from right now. Our draft needs, free agency needs to be quarterback, right tackle, edge rusher, and doggone wide receiver. We need those things, whether we get it in free agency or whether we get it in the draft. That is what we need to do. We need to turn the page on this Levis experiment because he's not it. And we need to go get a quarterback, allow Callahan, and then to get their guy, get their person, and let's move forward with this. All right. So, yeah, that was a tough game to say the least. But hey, you know, it doesn't hurt our draft position for that round. So we're gonna wrap this video up. Glad to be back. Hey, we're gonna be live streaming next week, the game. We're gonna have a preview video coming up. We got a lot of things planned for the channel. While I was off for that 1 week, you know, we're kind of looking at the future of the channel, what we're doing here. YouTube has opened up super chats and memberships and all that stuff for us here in the channel. So appreciate that. That's due to everybody that's checking into the channel. So we're glad about that. So we're gonna be trying to implement some more things. We may start a podcast. I don't know. You tell me in the comments if that's something you want to see. But my podcast, it'll be some sports people. Maybe we'll try to get some guests, but it might be just regular fans. It might just be me turning this recap video or preview video into a podcast. So it'll be easier digestible. You don't have to be on YouTube to get it. But you know, we got some. And then we're gonna bring some other individuals in to help us out, especially with this draft season, free agent coming up. We're gonna be doing it big. Won't be like last year where we kind of sat back. We're gonna keep the content pumping. We got some long form things that we want to do too, in regards to, you know, some of the history. This is a fan channel. So yeah, we care about the season, but it's also about history of the team, things that's going on, different things that I see happening in the Titans thing that I'm concerned about. We might do a little video on the stadium that's being built and what's happening there and how people feel about PSLs, all that stuff. So yeah, so this is a total fan channel. So yeah, we got more coming. Like Dion said, we coming. We coming. All right. So check it out. We are less than 10 subscribers away from 1,000. That means I have it in my cart. You just got to tell me what player you want. But I have it in my cart. Somebody, one of you lucky subscribers, is going to get a Nike Premium Oilers throwback jersey. All you got to do is be a subscriber. And when we hit 1K, we're going to make a special video celebrating the 1K. We're gonna select one of you lucky subscribers. I'm gonna get your information. We're gonna send the jersey out to you. But everybody else that doesn't win, we got something in store for you too. So, hey, it's a win-win. Win-win. All right, so we're gonna be doing that. As soon as we hit 1K, we're gonna drop the community note, and then we'll drop the video, and we'll go from there. But yeah, we got our preview video coming up. I don't know who we got coming up. I just shot from the dome on this one. So, you know, I'll be better prepared next time. But, you know, hey, a little freestyle. But, yeah, so, hey, the refs, they did a number on us. But, hey, man, we tough. We're Titan fans. We've been here since '99. And like I always say, there's plenty of room in the section for us all. Tighten up.